Hi everyone, and welcome to another Roofing Contractor Q&A. I'm Chris Gray, Managing Editor with Roofing Contractor Magazine, and I'm very excited today to be joined by Kelly Van Winkle, President of King of Texas Roofing in Grand Prairie, Texas. Kelly, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. And let's just jump right into it. Could you just tell
Okay.
us a little bit about your company?
So our company is quite long-standing. I'm the third generation in commercial construction. We are King of Texas Roofing Company in Grand Prairie, Texas, but our roots go back to Erie, Pennsylvania during the Great Depression, when my grandfather started doing residential roofing and snow shoveling when he graduated from high school in 1931. And by the 60s, we were doing mostly commercial work. And in 79, my father joined the business in Erie, Pennsylvania, learned the ropes, taught a lot of it to himself. And by 82, had moved the company to Texas, where we started to work. And the original plan was to be only here for a few jobs and go back to Pennsylvania. But by 87, we were full-time in Texas. It's great in Texas. You can work year round and a very business friendly state. So we stayed in Texas. We do mostly commercial, well, all commercial roofing now, and sheet metal, mostly TPO, PVC, single ply, and sheet metal. Our specialty is new construction. We do a lot of the big box work in North Texas, so a lot of large distribution centers. And we also do office buildings and retail, but our specialty is the big box warehouse.
Awesome, great, and yeah, that's quite the family legacy and history to have built a business on. That's really good information. But how did your own journey into roofing begin?
That is a great question. Thanks for asking. What ended up happening with me is after I finished all of my schooling, I knew I wanted to own my own business. So I started a business in 2004, which was industrial tool supply and generators. I sold, imported from Europe, and I sold tools that were used for thermoplastic roofing as well as generators. So I did that until 2011. And I decided I wanted to try my hand at the family business at that point. I was the only grandchild, the only daughter. And without me, the company would not carry on to that third generation. So I decided to put to bed my first business, which I loved, but I felt like the opportunities were greater being on the contracting side of things. So I joined the family business in 2011 and never looked back.
All right, very cool. What would you say has maybe surprised you the most, having been in the industry now?
I think that every day is different. Every day is new and exciting. When I get up, I am thrilled to come to work. I'm lucky, right? Because most Americans do not enjoy going to work every day. So I find the challenges, the interestingness of every week that goes by, we have new things to solve, logistic things or operational things. So I think the fact that there's never a dull moment really works in our favor.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. And then just more looking at the business in general, what would you say separates King of Texas from its competition? I mean, Texas is a pretty competitive and pretty big state for roofing.
Well, yes. And everyone, of course, works safely, I would hope, in our industry and has high quality. But I think we take that a step farther and we do a lot of educational training. And we're really into the industry training and certification. So we are working with the NRCA very, very closely on the ProCert programs, both for TPO and metal and the foreman program. So we really believe in giving everyone here on the staff opportunities to grow professionally and personally. But these certification programs are a great vehicle to help people increase their skill. And the other thing that sets us apart probably is our relationships with our customers. Because we've had these customers for 20 and 30 years, I think one thing we're really known for is our good communication, communicating with those customers and just making it a user-friendly experience for them. So we don't want it to be painful, right, for the customer. And a lot of times they have difficulty with contractors. So ease of use, efficiency, safety, whatever we can do to please the customer.
All right, excellent. And if I go back to something you had just said about working with different associations and getting certifications, could you talk a little about some of the work that you, as well as King of Texas, does with associations like the NRCA or even yourself with Duke University?
Yes, absolutely. I've really enjoyed my participation with the NRCA, whether it be the National Legal Resources that I was the president of many years ago, or the executive committee of the NRCA. I've just been involved in a number of ways. I'm also involved in the Roof Pack, which is the advocacy arm of the NRCA, and currently the Alliance president, which is the philanthropic arm of the NRCA. And I enjoy giving back, and that's truthful. I have been so lucky, and we've had such a nice life in this industry that I really want to give back to others and to the industry in general. So I think that's important to do, and not just focus on your business, but to focus on the industry as a whole.
Yeah,
And then Duke University is something that I do. That's my alma mater, and that is a women's board. It's the largest women's board at Duke, and it's called Women's Impact Network. And what that is for is to encourage current female students and then female alumni to be involved in the school, whether it be giving their time, giving their money, keeping them involved. And there's a leadership component to it. So we want women to grow in their leadership skills, the Duke alumni women, and their communication skills, for them to be successful in their professional endeavors. So it's really just a large board that supports women at the university.
all right, yeah, very important work, especially in the construction industry and roofing industry. And you mentioned being the president of the Roofing Alliance. And if I understand correctly, you're actually the first female president of the Roofing Alliance.
I am, and we're a growing group, and we really have enjoyed working with the Alliance. The last 25 years has been fantastic. They've done so much good for the industry in the last 25 years. And this is quite a transitional year as well. Besides the fact that I'm the first female president, we're looking ahead to the next 25 years of the Alliance and trying to determine what is it that we want to do? What does the face of the Alliance look like going forward? So that is going to be one of our missions this year, to clarify what is the next journey.
Excellent. Anything in particular that you're thinking about, or any ideas you have, or initiatives you're looking at going forward with the Roofing Alliance?
So I'm very excited about everything we're doing with the universities, Clemson University, Arizona State, Florida Gulf Coast University, whether it be developing roofing curriculum for young students, or whether it be studying heat stress, the effects of heat stress on workers, or whether it be helping create new PhDs that will study roofing and roofing issues. There's so much going on, both with education, but also philanthropy. We continue our work with the Ronald McDonald House and other philanthropies. And one project that I really think is important, and many people don't know about it, is the Helping Our Own program with the Alliance. And that helps people in need, whether they be actual construction workers or families of construction workers, giving them a hand up when they need help and letting them know that the roofing industry is here for them. So we have wonderful stories over the last 25 years of helping actual construction workers, or sometimes their wives or children, in their times of need. So making sure that that program is well known, and also being open to any new programs that our members might suggest.
Yeah, that's all sounds like great initiatives, and certainly important work that the Alliance is doing. So, we're looking forward to seeing, how that goes forward in the next year here. And if we could just switch back a little more to the business side, could you tell me a little bit about Meta Team and what that is and how it's helped your business?
So Meta Team is comprised of various regional roofing companies that are all women owned. So each of the regional partners is owned by a woman, and it is a WeBank certified company. So it's certified by the national board that determines whether a business is truly woman owned. And we all came together about 2.5 years ago. We came together and we decided that together we could service more of the country. So when we put our regional roofing companies together, we can service about 30 states within the United States, and growing. Our point for our customers is one-stop shopping. So many of our customers, they own buildings in multiple states. They don't want to have to find 50 different contractors in 50 different states. So with our organization, they can hire the Meta team, and whatever state they're in that they happen to own property, we can provide new construction services, re-roofing services, replacement and repair services. So that is the concept. But what's also grown at the same time is our work together and learning from each other. And the quality of my partners is so high that I also enjoy learning best practices from my partners. We're all very like-minded, so we all have similar views on safety and quality and consistency in our work. So coming together, we're also all of us involved very much in the philanthropic endeavors for our industry. So they're all Alliance members, actually, all of the Meta partners. So we look forward to many years, participating in the future.
All right, very cool. Yeah, it sounds like it's certainly advantageous, and yeah, you said at least 30 states and growing. So that's it's pretty impressive coverage that you're able to offer.
Yes, it's a wonderful endeavor, and we've really grown so quickly. We've had a lot of great opportunities. We're very, very grateful.
If other contractors are looking to do something similar, what sort of advice would you give them?
Probably know your customers, know your markets, know what areas you're getting into. And when you're working in so many different states, right, it's important to make sure that you're compliant with all the state regulations, and knowing what your customers want as far as how do you best serve their needs, right, in a multi-state area. So I think it's a unique concept. Another idea is other trades. Our friendships with other trades, being able to introduce other trades, whether it be plumber, electrician, or flooring, introducing our friends in other industries to our customers. So just making our customers' lives easier. And I think that that's something that everyone, if they want to get into something like this, needs to remember.
Well, along those lines, I know that there's been a lot of challenges with the industry as of late, thanks to the pandemic, whether it's the pandemic issues that have arisen or the supply shortages that have been coming up, or even more recently with inflation, things like that. If you don't mind telling me, how has your company been enduring just these rough times so far?
Well, at the beginning, we really struggled with the vague answers we were getting from the manufacturers. And it's really hard to do business when you don't know what to tell your customers about when is the material coming. And we would get these windows, and they would say it would be coming, in a certain 2-month period, or would be coming over a 3-week period. It's really hard to pinpoint for logistics. How do you know when to get the crane there to start unloading the materials? Or how do you know when to get the SkyTrack? How do you know when to have men on site? When are the materials really coming? So it was something we struggled with for a while. And what we're finding now is that the manufacturers are being much more communicative. They're being much more, and they're informing us, and they're sticking to what they're saying for the most part. If they're promising something in a given week, it's now starting to, actually be that. So I think the important thing is we learn to communicate with our customers, and maybe we didn't have an answer that the customer wanted to hear. They didn't want to hear that we were going to have to wait 6 or 8 months for something. That's not what they wanted to hear. But at least we're telling them the truth, and we're telling them something that they could count on. And we were communicating with them instead of ignoring them, not taking their calls. The fact that we would call them back and just say, I don't know right now, let me check into it and get back to you. The fact that we're communicating, I've heard of other instances where contractors just didn't call the customer back, and the customer was left wondering. So I think that's one thing that we were really, really good at was communication. And then trying to be flexible. right? When the logistics change, when the truck gets pushed back 3 days and you have to kind of redo your whole operational plan for the week, trying to be flexible and just roll with the punches.
Yeah, that sounds like very good way to handle it. You just open communication and being honest. I think anyone can appreciate that, no matter what industry you're in. So it's very good advice. And now, obviously, roofing companies, they don't do everything on their own. They have companies that back them up. And you mentioned communicating with manufacturers or suppliers. What are some of the companies that have been helping out or have been good to King of Texas over the years?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Like I said, we've been very, very fortunate. We've had many, many industry partner friends, manufacturers. I mean, I specifically obviously want to call attention to our major friends like JM, like Sika, like Leicester, different companies, that Haley Brown out of Atlanta. People are generator companies, um, people that supply us with things that we need, like tools, like generators, like the actual installation, accessories, TPO. We've had so many good friends that we hope to return that, right? So we hope that we are providing value for them too, besides the value that they provide us. So it's a two-way street when you have a good friendship with a manufacturer or a supplier.
All right, awesome. Well, then, yeah, I think that's everything I was hoping to ask you, unless there was anything else you wanted to add, or maybe something I
One
didn't.
thing I would just encourage your viewers, anyone that's interested in the Alliance, to please reach out. Please come to one of our events. We would love to have you. I would love to personally tell you more. Anyone's welcome to reach out to me. It's such a wonderful group, and I hope that people enjoy it as much as I do. But it's been around a long time. It's done a lot of good, and please come and join us.
All right. Well, yeah, definitely a warm welcome for sure, and an open invitation to all of you out there. And yeah, Kelly, thank you so much for talking
Thank
with us.
you.
Really appreciate it.
Great. Thank you so much.
For more content like this, please visit roofingcontractor.com. And while you're there, sign up for our free e-magazine and newsletters covering the latest news impacting the roofing industry. Thanks again, and as always, stay safe out there.
Hey!